Hey, what's happening everybody? This is Royce from Pedal Metal. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little conversion on a Matchbox. This is a 1982 Quattro from Audi, obviously. And this is okay, there's nothing wrong with this. But I'm never satisfied. And I would love to have a short wheelbase version, which is known as the S1, and Audi had produced 214 versions of those for homologation reasons for racing, and I want one, and I can't have one in 1/64 scale, so we're going to make one. So we need to chop off 12.4 scale inches off of this body in order to replicate the S1 version. So we're gonna have to do some cutting and some modifying, but I'm hoping to do this. I believe Audi made that car in 4 different colors: red, which is usually you see it in red or white, red, white, or malachite green, and I believe they also had produced a few in black. Now the Sport Quattro back in its day sold for it was over $100,000 in today's money, and like I said, I believe they sold 214 units of them, and I've only ever seen one ever in person, and that was at the Imperial Car Museum in Las Vegas, and it was a red one. This is one of my dream cars. I would love to have a real one someday, or even a replica of one would be nice. So let's go ahead and we'll start working on this. All right. Once you get this laid out here, which I'm kind of just guesstimating the 12 inches, which I can whittle away some more if that doesn't work out, which is fine. So we could either do this with trusty old Dremel tool, or a small hacksaw, which I think I might try that first. Probably would be easier to use the Dremel tool though. I just want to see how this will take too. The other thing is too is I need to be able to preserve the glass, try to not mess that up, so I probably should soon go ahead and just drill this out. This only has one rivet in the front. That is interesting. Is that a magnet on there? Sure looks like a magnet to me. Oh, it's a spring. That's interesting the way that's put together there. Alright, so we go, it's broke free. Front looks pretty good. B-pillar wise, we have equal, for the most part, equal spacing the whole way around. That looks pretty good. This was fairly thick back here in the back, so that's why it took a little bit to cut through that. Okay, while that's setting up, we could probably talk about the wheel choice. These wheels from the Renault Turbo would be pretty close, and I do like the white. That would be pretty close to, well, similar to the original wheels that came on the car. Or I could go with a traditional 5-spoke, and I think this is probably what I'm gonna end up using. And I think I do have these in white on one Matchbox the police Corvette, but the only problem is I think they're two different sizes, front and back. So that might be out of the, maybe I can paint these white, might look pretty cool, or just leave them silver. I think this might be the last Alpha I have. I love using those wheels though. There's one of my favorite wheels for customizing. But these, the Renault, the other problem I noticed with these is the axles are real small, so I would have to cut, cut the axles and do some modifications there. And I don't know if I really want to go to all that trouble. Or if I would have had time, I should have ordered some white rims from Monoblock Wheels. I've worked with those in the past and they're pretty nice. So we'll see there. I think this is almost set up now. Could probably take this off. So I still have to cut the other section of that out. So we got a little bit of work ahead of us. Slowly getting there, and I don't know if I showed it earlier or not, but this is just regular automotive glazing compound putty stuff that I used to smooth this out. So now I need to sand it down. If I can find my sandpaper, I could use this for now. I like to use, this is 1000 grit 3M sandpaper, and eventually I'll move up to like 2500 grit, but we gotta get this roughed out first. So I'm just using a wooden little paddle stick here to give a nice straight board here. Okay, I'm gonna go shoot some Tamiya primer on this just so I can see what's going on, because it's hard seeing what's what's what here, but it's slowly taking shape. So I'm gonna go shoot that and I'll be right back. Okay, it's a start. Slowly getting there. It's getting some definition to it, but it's gonna need a lot of work yet. But the hood, like the hood bulge, is gonna need a little bit of work, but when you do shoot the primer, at least you can see where you need to have you know, some more tension, so to speak. Okay, this is where I'm at now. This is after whittling away some more on the hood and trying to get things to fit together. What I ended up doing is I think I'm going to use the Renault. The wheels from this Hot Wheels Renault Turbo. They'll be perfect to try to replicate the 15-inch by 9 Renault wheels that originally came on the Audi Sport Quattro. The odd thing is, this is the spacing on the actual matchbox in the front. It's not exactly centered. I don't know why. I didn't touch anything with that. But I did cut, here's where I cut the back and took out the 12 scale inches. At least I still have the matchbox logo there. I think I nailed it just so with the interior. I cut out part of the interior here, right behind. If you want to duplicate what I'm doing, I cut pretty much exactly the floor length of what was behind the driver's seat and passenger seat there, and so I think that'll work out fine. I think it's soon there now. That's a lot of work to get that lip. This then for the nostrils here in the front. Okay, just shot like the primer 6 or 7 times now, and I keep resanding. And I was using 1000 grit sandpaper and kind of going over. It's still got a couple issues here and there, but the hood looks better than it did. So I think soon I'll be ready to shoot the paint. I believe I'm going to use red. I'm not sure yet, but I think red with the white wheels is what, if I could own a real one, would be. So there we are. That's where we're at. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, this is looking pretty close to the original color, actually. This is just Rust-Oleum. I forget the color. I think it's called like Sunburst Red or something like that. Now, one thing I noticed here is it's got, from the Renault, is it's a long axle in the back and a short one in the front. So I ended up having to run, and thankfully my local Walgreens still had a old stock of one of these on the shelf. So I'm gonna have to swipe the other long axle out of this one for the front, because the front's just a little too short. But I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I got some work to do yet. Okay, I'm gonna mix a little bit of flat black Tamiya and flat white, which I don't know what the deal is. It already looks like it's kind of an off-white gray color. I'm not sure what the deal was with that. Anyway, I'm gonna mix the two of these together to make a gray color I want to do for the seats. about half cramping up. I just was shoveling snow. I'm really upset with myself though with this glass. I put a pretty big gouge down in the back here. This, plus, like I said, I don't really care for the yellow lens. Might not look too bad with against the red. I have two Yatming knockoffs. I think they're Yatming coming in the mail off of eBay, and I believe there's the molds are the same as the Matchbox. It looks that way anyway. It looks like they stole the casting, so I'm hoping maybe I can grab the glass out of that. Otherwise, I will probably just have to make my own glass. Start working on the B pillars. And I am going to use Tamiya Black X1 mixed with, basically it's rubbing alcohol. Probably should go get my glasses. One part that's going to be really tough to duplicate is the front end. That's going to be pretty hard. Not gonna lie, that's a difficult one here. This is a butt clencher on this one. Because those three lines, those holes need to be, that's part of the unique look of the car. And that's what gives it its flavor, its character, its life. So we want to make sure we represent that. Wow, this is not an easy one to do. basically recreating my own lines. The other mold, the other casting did not have these vents, so I'm kind of just going over top of the lines that were there. So I'm basically eyeballing, just kind of making up my own. That was a scary thing to do there. That was another butt clincher. Alright, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I better let that dry before I screw some of those nostrils up. Okay, I realized part of this red panel on the back of this interior piece, which also includes the rear spoiler. Oops, I just got red on there. That needs to be a red stripe there. My paint marker just isn't cutting it. It's not really the right color, so I'm gonna have to, what I did is decanter some of the paint into a cup, and then I'm gonna use that. See if I can get this screw up off of there. That came right off, which is good. So I'm gonna go back over that stripe. I also used the red from on the tab. It's on the back of the, I don't know what you want to call that, the base of the car. That pokes through the back. I wanted to keep it the way Matchbox had it, and it's just easier that way. It sticks through there, and then that's what holds it together. So let's go ahead and try to get this finished up here. That way at least kind of blends in better. I did go over with a black paint marker, my little bread clip tab I had in here to support the cut, and then I just went along the line where I cut it. So you really can't see it, and also, like, which I'm still happy it does have the Matchbox logo intact. The word Quattro is obviously chopped away, but that's okay, no big deal. I'm not gonna lie and say this has been an easy one. This is probably to date one of the most challenging, besides the car when I did the movie, The Car. So there we are so far. That's where we're at. I painted in the tiny little Audi emblems on each side of the door. I used my flat black paint marker from Testers to go on the interior. I still want to do the A pillars. Mainly I do that just so when you look in, you won't see red. So the bad thing is I'm trying to be real careful with that because I don't want to get it anywhere on the paint. Most of the external, I don't know if you guys saw the rear stripe. Did that in the two little tiny exhaust tips. Did that a while, and I went back over some thinner or rubbing alcohol, sorry, and went along those vents on the back. Kind of got that fixed up a little bit. Did the door handles and the tiny little lock tumblers. And also did the hood last night off camera. I don't think the camera was turned on. So I have the freehanded all these vents right here, which is pretty famous, those vents. It's gonna be hard to see that, I guess. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I've had this stuff for, I don't know, it was in my dad's stash of stuff. It looks like it's from the 60s or 70s, I don't know, but it's a lot in the bottle still. They talk about old McGuire's look, but I like using this here for the plastic. This works good for the windows. Just wish it wasn't yellow. Here's the size difference here between the stock, the Audi Quattro from Matchbox, and then after it became the Sport Quattro, or short wheelbase, the SWB, and then the long wheelbase. So it's a pretty good comparison shot of the two. Alright, so this is the finished product for now, till I can get the other glass in. I believe it's done for right now. Go ahead and we'll spin it around and take a look at it. Earlier I'd filmed it and realized I did not paint the rear tail lights, so I had to go back and redo this clip. So in the comparison shots, you may notice that the rear tail lights are not painted in. Go ahead and take a look here at it. Off camera, I did the two red reflectors on that black stripe on the back. I just don't care for the yellow glass. I'm hoping that the Atming glass will fit. I ended up making all the other windows from scratch, and I made 4 or 5 different back windows. I'm still not happy with it. The passenger window I have kind of like half rolled down, just for something different. So this could all change. I don't have it screwed together. So there it is. Hopefully you guys liked it, and that was, I'm trying to get this, I was trying to get it out for New Year's, and I should say New Year's Eve, because that's what it is right now. And hopefully you guys liked it, and you'll have to let me know what you think of it. Pretty happy with this one. So until next time, we'll see you guys later. All right, you guys have a good New Year's and safe one. Like I said, don't blow your fingers off. And please subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye now.